Your emotional intelligence determines your life. You don't believe me?
Open your eyes.
More and more research is coming out showing how our emotional intelligence plays a huge part in our happiness, in our well-being.
Emotional intelligence is a big predictor of performance. Those with the highest EQs also tend to be the top performers.
We need to be educated in our emotional functioning.
Emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence, how we handle ourselves in our relationships.
Not IQ, EQ. Your emotional intelligence.
Teach me.
If you do research about intelligence, chances are that you come across the term emotional intelligence. It's your ability to identify what you're feeling and why you're feeling it, to manage those emotions, but also to understand others and manage your relationships accordingly. If you master your emotions, you master yourself, because you understand what triggers you, what keeps you stuck, what makes you angry, sad, anxious, and why you take some things so personally. Studies have shown that your EQ is only around 40% determined by your genetics. That means that there's 60% left that we have lots of control over, and therefore, emotional intelligence is a skill that you need to master. We all experience positive and negative emotions throughout the day, and we strive to feel as many positive and as few negative emotions as possible. But getting what you want and avoiding what you don't want is not emotional intelligence. It's self-survival. So let me challenge your paradigm. What if all emotions are trying to serve you and you should welcome them because they provide you with an important but hidden message? And if you manage to unravel those hidden messages, you can use them just like a compass that not only helps you to survive, but also to thrive. The only problem is that we often struggle to truly understand ourselves, because emotions are the language of the subconscious mind. So let's dive into a couple of those emotions and let's understand where they're coming from. Anger, the achiever guardian. If you take a closer look, you will find that behind anger is pain. Some of your rules of life have been violated. Anger is just like depression about the past because your expectations haven't been met. And you take it personal, and that hurts. For example, you are not performing as good as you would like to in your career. You might feel less worthy because of it, and that hurts, and that makes you angry. Or somebody's late and forgot about you. You might feel less valued because of it. Somebody seems to discount you. That can make you angry, especially if your self-esteem is not strong enough to handle it. So anger is nothing but a loud cry of an emotional ego. Now, how does that help? Well, anger is energy and you can steer it in a positive direction. I remember back in the days when I was a student, there was one day I was working really hard until 10 p.m. and I finally came home and I realized my flatmates were standing in my room and they were making fun of my business ideas that I were drawing on the wall, and I got so angry that they actually left shamefully the room, and I had so much energy left and I thought, okay, what do I do now with this energy that I just kept working for another hour? Now, you want to make sure that you're not getting out of control, slipping into rage. Rage is a state that you can barely control and you will regret your actions. The more you feel hurt, the angrier you become. As a coping mechanism, you're trying to feel strong again. You could either create or destroy to feel strong, but often we decide to destroy because it's easier and quicker. So be aware of your anger and steer your energy in a fruitful way.
Don't allow your emotions to control you. We are emotional, but you want to begin to discipline your emotion. If you don't discipline and contain your emotions, they will use you.
Also, don't take life so seriously. I mean, you're not feeling angry when a kid is insulting you. Try to take life the same way. And lastly, connect to your pain. Allow it, accept it, and practice forgiveness. It frees from bitterness. Depression, the recovery guardian. Martin Seligman discovered the phenomenon of learned helplessness. You basically learn that something is helpless and therefore it's pointless to keep trying. This concept is strongly connected to depression because you basically lose hope that things will get better. You're not trying to fight anymore. Instead, you're taking a deep rest of your past life.
You should think of the word of depressed as deep rest. Deep rest. Your body needs to be depressed. It needs deep rest from the character that you've been trying to play.
You basically resign from getting disappointed from yourself and others over and over again. It's a protection mechanism. Imagine you would not be able to feel sadness or depression. You would just be in a loop repeating things over and over again, even though if they don't work. So from some perspective, depression is helpful feedback.
See, but the real challenge of growth, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, comes when you get knocked down. Somebody said that adversity introduces a man to himself or a woman. How you handle it, that's where the growth takes place.
So the message is, it's time to re-evaluate what's important to you in life. It's about finding a new purpose. Allow your sadness and depression. The only question is, how long are you staying in this emotional valley? And how long does it take you to get the hidden message? Anxiety, the safety guardian. Now, anxiety, fear, or stress is a little different. Instead of taking a rest from the past, you're afraid about the future. You're anticipating that something negative will happen. And you're simply preparing to escape from the danger. And this emotion, again, is a valuable message. It's just trying to keep you safe from potential danger. What you can do about it is to try staying in the present moment and face your fears. Because anxiety is often unclear and vague because we don't dare to look into our fears. That's why we often blow things out of proportion, because there's a lot of room for interpretation. Getting down to earth, questioning your worst case scenarios, and actually facing your fears systematically helps you to become familiar with it and eventually even confident.
That when you step into your fears, somebody said, it was Winston Churchill, he said that courage is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. When you step into your fears and continue to push yourself to go on, something happens for you. It will enable you to transcend yourself.
But again, thank you very much for letting me know that I need to ensure that I'm safe. And we could continue this game with understanding more and more emotions. Disgust, for example, is your health guardian. Loneliness, your relationship guardian, who is pointing out your unfulfilled social and intimacy needs. Unworthiness, your self-esteem guardian, who is noticing that you cannot do something that you feel like you should be able to do. and so on. I think you got the point. Feelings are something you have, not something you are. If you start to mindfully observe them, you start to understand the hidden messages and therefore being able to take the right actions. That's what we call emotional intelligence. Levels of emotions. So any emotional state provides you with an important insight, and this insight can be used to raise your level of emotions. That's right, we are judging emotions and put them on a scale because some emotions are more evolved than others. So for example, if you are angry and you manage to simply get bored, you raise your level of emotions. If on top of that you even achieve to become accepting about the situation or even feel full of love, you nailed it. Anger is an energetic state, that's true, but it easily ends up in rage and uncontrolled and destructive thoughts and behaviors. If you want to raise your emotion up to boredom, you need to be able to see the bigger picture and the insignificance of the moment. You need to give the situation and yourself less importance. If you want to go beyond and feel acceptance or maybe even love, then you need to truly understand why people behave the way they do. People who hurt you are often victims of themselves, acting out in an unhealthy way due to past emotional wounds that they were never able to heal themselves. Understanding them makes you accept what happened on a totally new level, and maybe you're even able to empathize and love them. But if you feel angry and you nurture a feeling of anxiety, you're slipping down into a lower emotional state. Anxiety is less energetic. It pulls away your desire to act and you start to hide. From there on, it is often easy to slip even lower into a feeling of depression. At this dark place, you have given up. You see, it is often a downward spiral, and the lower you sink, the less energy and creativity you have to pull yourself up. If you end up being seriously depressed, it is best to seek help from others. Now, others often don't know it better. A lot of therapists and coaches are doing the wrong thing if they're talking to a depressed person. If they're articulating anger and starting to feel angry, a lot of people suppress that. They then try to steer the conversation in a different direction and really just try to inhibit this feeling of anger. But anger is something positive if you're coming from depression. So instead, you should actually fuel that, reattach people to this emotion and use that as a fuel to raise the level of emotions. And the higher they climb, the higher your emotional state becomes. You start to have a high drive and motivation. You really enjoy life. You become creative, open to new experiences, and very accepting towards others. You start to feel true love and happiness. And the further you climb, the more you even approach enlightenment, which is a state of deep love and understanding. You start to merge with everything around you and you become less interested in the worldly matters. My question to you: in which emotional state are you finding yourself in right now? Check which emotional states are below you, but also which ones are directly above you. What are you not aware of? And what do you need to change to be able to raise your level of emotion? Alright, I hope you enjoyed that. I could have gone even deeper in this documentary, but I was trying to just drop the main insights and still keep it entertaining and not too long. I hope that worked out. Please give me feedback in the description section below. I'm always open for that. And also let us know which emotional state you're in and what do you want to do about it. What are the next steps? And if you want to get deeper into understanding your emotional states and systematically raise your level of emotions and manage yourself, then you can also just schedule a call with me. I'm a psychologist and coach. That's my main business. And there's a link in the description below. Just schedule a call here and then we will have a personal conversation, a free one. The first one is always for free. Where we just talk and just understand, like, where are you at? Where am I at? Can I help you? How can I help you? Does that make sense from both sides? And if we notice and realize it's a good fit, and we can talk about how working together looks like. And yeah, otherwise, I wish you a good day, and I will see you in the next video.